Well, hello folks. Well, first of all, I want to thank Tom McGinn of Quincy, Massachusetts for sending me all those helicopter parts. Spectrum radios and the TX500 helicopter. Absolutely super. I also want to thank Tom and Brenda Reams in Iowa for the fabulous multimeter. And lastly, I'd like to thank Dave Feld for sending me the Light Machines 110 helicopter. That's pretty rare. Do you have the stock Alton Charo by chance? I'd like to make it stock. Again, thank you all. I wish you'd give me your email or phone number so I could thank you personally. Well, lastly, the first part of this video was recorded with shadow play, but when I saw it was dropping frames and a little bit jerky, I decided to finish the video by using my Canon camera aimed at the screen so you could see the smoothness. So here we go. You know, many of my longtime subscribers know I fly AeroFly and know that it's the RC simulator that I've actually settled with after trying most of the others over the years. I even was one of the beta testers for Real Flight in the beginning, and my name was actually on the disc. But I still like the German designed version because it uses actual real models and real flying sites like the AMA official site in Muncie, Indiana. Well, I'm not here to defend it or talk to you about that one though, as you all make your own choices. But I just have to talk about the second version of AeroFly Full Scale that was just released. Before you could only fly in Switzerland, but now you can fly just about anywhere. What I'm showing tonight is flying over Southern California where I used to live. There's much to show in a short video. I'm not going to show you all the amazing shots and plane you can choose to fly, but these are just highlights. The only thing you'll need is a very good video card. In my case, I'm using an NVIDIA GTX 750 Ti, and my gaming computer is a 2.4 gigahertz with 8 gig of RAM. You know, for $53, this is a heck of a deal. Well, in order to get AeroFly FS2, you must download Steam from steam.com. That's the only way you can get it. I spoke with Dr. Torsten Hans this week, and he said that it is that way because they want to keep others from stealing the program. Again, this is the most amazing program simulator I have ever flown. I remember the first ones too, including Microsoft Simulator, but this one is quite impressive. You know, in AeroFly Full Scale number 1, the only place you could fly was in Switzerland. But in this program, you can fly in many familiar places in the U.S., including Southern California, Northern California, Denver, Chicago, New York, and Arizona. I'll include clips of each, including flying under the Golden Gate Bridge, flying over Disneyland and Huntington Beach, over Littleton and Denver, Colorado, flying over the Empire State Building and right by the Statue of Liberty, and my favorite of the many included in this program. I also like flying the military birds. The programming to do this type of accurate simulation of locations is mind-boggling, and my hat is off to the developers and to Torsten for this amazing program. I cannot seem to put the transmitter down, and I find it quite frustrating sometimes to actually land some of these birds. They're not as easy as you think. Well, of course, that's why I like it. I also like RC7 Simulator because it's as real as can be, and that's why it's good practice and not just a game. I'm using shadow play to record the video, and my apologies for any jerkiness, as it's hard to record a video with this high of graphics without some loss, but I find that shadow play actually works really well. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, prepare for takeoff. Please make sure your seat tray and pack are fully up and your seat belts are fastened, as we're about to take off on this flight around the United States. This is a B-737. We're taking off from John Wayne Airport, Southern California. And what we're going to do after we get off the ground here is we're going to switch over to the Cessna 172, which makes it a little easier for sightseeing. Off to your right, you'll notice a big parking lot. And just to the right of that is Disneyland, the happiest place on earth. Been there many times when I used to live in Southern California. This is what it looks like from the air. Okay, we're now flying south, and we're just now passing Huntington Beach on your left. We're turning east now. Just got to cross over Newport Beach, California, headed towards Costa Mesa, Santa Ana, and then we're going to change airplanes and fly down towards Dana Point. Okay, we're in the F-18 jet now. We're just crossing Dana Point Harbor on our left. Down below you can see the shipyard. I used to live in San Juan Capistrano, which we're headed towards right now. I'm going to go ahead and fly out to the old Marine Corps Air Station where I was stationed at. We have moved out to San Diego now, and there's still the runways out there and no buildings, but let's go ahead and see what it looks like. This is the old El Toro Marine Corps Air Station. Okay, Candlestick Park here. We're in Northern California now. I saw the Beatles play there back in the 60s when they came to the United States. Here we're headed right across the main buildings of San Francisco, headed out towards the Golden Gate Bridge. That island out in the middle there is Alcatraz. We're going to fly by it here in a minute. Well, this is the Golden Gate Bridge. You've seen many pictures of it, I'm sure. We're flying by it in the Cessna, nice and slow, and we're going to switch over to the jet here in a minute because I always wanted to fly under the bridge, and we're going to do it in the Cessna. This Alcatraz Island here on your left is where we're going to fly by in the Cessna. Well, yep, I guess I'm going to go ahead and fly under the Oakland Bay Bridge too. Well, we've switched to the Aermacchi 339, and this is a fast little airplane. It's fun to fly. You'll see in front of us Redwood City. I used to live there when I was a sophomore in high school, and then I moved to Sunnyvale, which is on the left. It was nothing then, but now it's Silicon Valley, and we're headed straight towards San Jose. And I used to actually go down to San Jose and hang out a lot when I got my driver's license, and we'd do a lot of cruising. Do you know the way to San Jose? Here we're flying over Central California and just headed down the south again and across the mountains, and coming out of the Grapevine we're going to go down into the San Fernando Valley here as the Grapevine ends. Here we're heading across Los Angeles as we continue south. Okay, I've flown down the coast now and we're down in San Diego now. You see Tijuana off to your right center, and we're making the turn over Coronado and coming up on the Coronado Bridge. Always wanted to fly under that too, so here we go. Crossing across San Diego right now. See National City and Chula Vista out there, and Coronado in front of us now as we look out the bottom of the plane. Now notice the Midway. The USS Midway carrier, I used to be stationed on it. It's parked right there, and we're going across it right now. Alright, let's get a refuel here. I'm going to drop this into Coronado. We're now out cruising over Yuma, Arizona. Okay, we're going to make a short trip over to Phoenix, Arizona now, as we continue to head towards the east. Okay, here we're flying the Pitts S2A across Denver, Colorado. Again, I apologize for any jerkiness or stunniness that you see while we're flying here, but the recording program Shadowplay drops a little bit. But in real life, if you got a good video card with at least 4 gig of RAM, you're going to find this a very fluid and pleasant experience. Littleton's off to the left there. That's where my daughter used to live. They have now moved to South Dakota. Okay, these are a few still shots that you can take with the program, and you can turn all the lights. You can make the time of day any time of the day you want, and it automatically changes also as you fly east. Okay, let's change the time of day and fly over Chicago with the lights in the city. Okay, this is the last stop on our tour before we go back and land at John Wayne Airport. But this is New York Harbor, New York City, and the Statue of Liberty. Like I said, you can turn off all the city's names there in white that you can see written up there. So if that bothers you, you can turn those off. But I like to leave them on so I can tell exactly where I'm at. And it's a history lesson for me, or a geography lesson. Got Manhattan coming up here on the left and Long Island City on the right. Get a good shot of what the city looks like. Well, being a night flyer, I like to turn the lights off. So let's go ahead and see what it's like to do a little night flying over the city of New York. I believe that's the Empire State Building right there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back over Southern California now and are preparing for landing at John Wayne Airport. Please make sure your seat backs are in their full upright position, seat trays are secured, and your seat belts are on. Stewardesses, please take your seats. Let's change the time of day again and see what it's like for pilots to land at this airport in the dark.
500, 400, 300, 30, 10.
Well, thanks for flying with me tonight, folks. I hope you saw some of the places that you may have visited or always wanted to, or maybe even lived. So please subscribe, and we'll see you next time.